Peace guys and welcome to a new video of mine. Today we're gonna react to the 4th episode of Rings of Power. And yeah, I think we're just gonna jump right in. If you like this video, the previous videos are in the info box, as well as my playlist to the new Game of Thrones show House of the Dragon. I will also link you those in the info box. And yeah, let's jump right in. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's being destroyed by a Oh my god!
It is a perfect day, Queen Regent.
Okay, it was a dream. Okay, I just thought like, what the hell? Why the hell is the island destroyed by a Titan wave? What the fucking hell? But it was just a dream. Okay.
Drinks all round!
Also, not sure if that guy actually like only does his job and protects his queen right here, or if he wants to have this throne himself. Cause like he was talking about ambition earlier, and cleverness is for people with small ambition. And yeah, I don't think that he has small ambition. I think he has really big ones, and I would bet that he wants the throne. And now the people are on his side. So that was a smart move. But also it couldn't be only in service of his queen, you know? It's not like he's openly trying to get him on his side and against the queen. I know, at this point it could be both.
You should stand aside. Then I might present my proposal to one who holds the authority to answer it.
Lady Galadriel, that is quite
And with
enough.
what authority do you speak, Elf? That of your people? Or are you a castaway, grasping for a handhold in a tempest?
There is a tempest in me. It swept me to this island for a reason. And it will not be quelled by you, Regent.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Like, did she really think that she could like threaten the queen and want to speak with the king, who they cast away, who's in prison himself, and demand something like that and be like, call him the true ruler? And like, did she really think that would work? She has some arrogance, I tell you. The problem is that she doesn't have to see, like, she has strength behind it, but she has not that kind of strength and authority to actually like back her arrogance, you know? Like, she has arrogance and like there's a lot of stubbornness, but like she doesn't have the power or authority to actually back that. Like, she'll probably find a way now and do that, but she'll probably like do it now another tricky way, probably with the help of Halfbrand, the human guy, and like they will find a way together to make it happen. But it still doesn't change that like she has a lot of arrogance and stubbornness about being like an elf and being really powerful and being like really important and stuff, but she doesn't have like the actual authority to back that whole thing up. Okay, why is that calling him again? Why does those mountains keep calling him? I want to know why. And why only him?
Since I was big enough to hold an oar, I wanted on that boat.
I totally understand why they're pissed. Like, he really wanted to, like, he wanted to be dismissed. Like, he could have just said that he wanted, like, a break, or didn't want that whole thing and just go out. But instead, he, like, wanted to be dismissed and, like, block his path to that irreversibly. And made a mistake that now took down those two. Like, it's pretty mean of the Seaguard dude that it also took down those two, because, like, they had nothing to do with it. They just tried to fix it after he screwed it up. But I totally understand why they are pissed. Oh, are we back with the elf dude? Whose name I forgot again? I'm sorry. I'm, like, really bad with names. Oh, is that dog dying? I would feel sorry, but I don't. Why is he so sad that he, like, just killed an orc? That kind of reminded me of Damon killing Rose in The Vampire Diaries. Okay, so we're giving those orcs, like, human emotions and showing that they care for each other and that Sauron cares for them? Well, that's new.
Why do the orcs call you father?
Oh, is Ada like orcish for father? By the way, he has, like, his ears, they are like elven ears, right? They kind of seem like elven ears a little bit.
Some run so deep. Even the rocks and roots now believe them.
Yeah, they're elven ears, like they have a peak at the end. They have a really weird shape, but they have like a peak at the end, so.
Go to the men who've taken refuge in the old watchtower. Deliver to them a message.
Yeah, like they don't have much food. Like, do you see that? If just by the people like coming in, and those weren't all the people, you know, those were just the people from the newest town. Like, that wouldn't even still their hunger. That wouldn't even like be enough for them, and it definitely isn't enough for like all of them. Like for all the several towns who now hide in the watchtower. That's not enough. The two of them can't carry enough for that. I would run too, bro. The other kid was being stupid. You know, there's a difference between being brave and being stupid. He's being stupid. Well, he figured out how it works.
It's a boy! He hates the hills! A boy? Where is he? He's hiding his...
Other than you, milady.
I know. Who'd have him?
I like her. I really like her.
Worth concealing with deception.
Calling a dwarf dishonest in her own home. It's a recipe for strong gravy.
Yeah, didn't think he would keep a secret from his wife.
Ours. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about, dearie?
No? Thank you.
But I think she knows. I think she's actually lying to him.
God, it's Kazan. Not bad. Not bad.
I just hope
Yeah.
you believed me. He's not easily taken in, that elf.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Lucky
She knew.
her queen could convince her
She
water
lied.
rat to let him.
Are you telling me he can hear that far?
The old mine below the Mirror.
So he can hear that far? Have we ever seen anything that would suggest that elves can hear that far? I don't remember. If we have, I don't remember.
I need your oath. The power of this stone will doom you and your kin to sorrow to your last day on this Middle Earth.
Yeah, so just don't break the promise, darling. Shouldn't spy on him in the first place. Now all you can like as well keep your friend's secret that he wanted to keep hidden so badly that he didn't even tell you.
I swear on the memory of my father. Earendil the Mariner.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
When you are lighter than silk, harder than iron as weaponry, it would best our proudest blades.
Why all the secrecy?
Because
Why not
everyone else
celebrate this?
because everyone else would want it as well.
It's perilous to mime.
Mithril.
I like it. I really hope he doesn't betray this dwarf's trust. Cause he seemed like really taken by that orb thing. When he said Mithril, she's like an animal trapped in a cage, like a wild animal trapped in a cage.
As much as I admire your habit of charging at every obstacle in your path like a colt in full gallop, has it ever occurred to you that you're not battling trolls or orcs? Queen's Court isn't exactly your usual battlefield.
Yeah.
Is it?
He's better at this than you are. Better in
It seems to me that
democracy.
you do well to identify what it is that your opponent most fears.
And exploit it.
No. Give them a means of mastering it.
Having met her for all of a few moments.
During which you managed to demand a ship, insult her people, defy her orders,
Yeah.
none of which quickened her pulse. Now, all of a sudden, she throws you in a cell. Why?
I asked her to fight for your people.
But that wasn't what provoked her anger, was it?
No, you brought up the king.
I demanded to speak with her father.
Halfbrood is really good. Like, she's really bad in politics. But Halfbrood, he's really good at politics.
Palantir. 7 seeing stones there once were. The other 6 either lost or hidden.
Hey, Sauron had one of the, not Sauron,
And with it,
the white wizard guy, whose name I forgot. I got one of
place your
those
hand upon it.
in Lord of the Rings. Oh, so she had a nightmare about Numenor being destroyed because the Seeing Stone showed her.
Numenor's future you saw.
Okay, but not being with the elves.
So many visions. Some that will never come to pass. It has already come to pass. The vision begins with your arrival.
The thing with visions is that, like, in trying to stop them, you might as well bring them to pass. Like, yeah, the wave could, like, come because Galadriel was here and because you angered the Valar with returning to the Elvish ways, you know? But it could also be, like, the wave comes because, like, Galadriel came and you did exactly this and refused to return to the Elvish ways and refused to help her. And that angered the Valar and the wave came. And it also could mean that, like, it also could be, like, a future that is irreversible. Like, it has nothing to do with Galadriel. Like, Galadriel comes, and there's gonna be a wave. But those are, like, 2 separate events. No matter what you do after Galadriel comes, there will always be, like, a wave. Because, I don't know, maybe not even because you angered the Valar, just because, like, there might be a Titan wave coming for you, like, of natural causes, and will destroy the island. That could also happen. Like, in trying to prevent division, you might as well just let it come to pass, you know? You make that it comes to pass, that it actually happens. I'm not a big fan of visions. And people doing stuff because of visions. Because, like, visions never show anything. They don't everything. They don't show like the exact decisions you made that made that thing happen. They never show. They only show like glimpses, and then you like make your own picture out of those. You know, so. And that picture might as well just be totally false, and that picture might as well, and those decisions you do based on that picture you got from the visions, from the glimpses of visions of the future, you might as well make the whole thing come to pass. So yeah, people trying to like explain the stuff they do because of according to visions or prophecies or something, and I'm always like, yeah. But it also could like mean this, or mean this, or mean this. And you could also like, by doing what you are doing, you just make it happen. You actually make that vision happen. And if you wouldn't do anything, it would never happen, you know? Like, visions and prophecies. I tell you, visions and prophecies. They are kind of like fortune cookies. They are kind of like fortune cookies. They could like mean good things or bad things. They could mean anything. They could come true in any way. Like, you don't know enough to actually read them right, you know? Like, read them the right way. You don't know enough.
Numenor fight alongside the elves once more.
If the people want to fight. Because if the bigger part of the people doesn't want to fight, then you're screwed. Then it doesn't matter what you say.
Faith may bind one heart, Galadriel, but it is too fine a thread from which to hang a kingdom. I'm sorry.
I get both of their points. I don't think he's escaping. You're not free yet, darling. Yeah. Told you he's not escaping. Oh my god! Hi!
They are coming.
Oh my god. Why did he get... did they actually give him his bow and arrows back? For real? Wow. Did he just catch that arrow? He just catched that arrow. At the last second and just fired it back. I love it. Awesome, now he has two people to protect. Oh yeah, the sun is coming. Well, the sun saved him. If it weren't for the sun, I mean the sun is coming out, so... The orcs aren't coming out of the woods, I think, because the sun is coming out. Perfect timing, son. I feel like those people had just the luck of the whole world harbored for them, you know? Like, they were lucky as hell.
But then, one night it struck me that I would be only too happy to hear any judgment, so long as it granted me the opportunity to have but one more conversation with my father.
Yeah, it's like they are dead.
Do not waste what time you have left with yours.
While we are talking about it, if someone knows the answer to this, can you please write it like in the comments? Cause like I've wondered in Lord of the Rings, and I'm wondering right now, like, what exactly is this where the elves go? Because they treat it like it's awesome, like it's a present to give to them, and they will live on forever. It sounds like they treat it like it's a land where everything is wonderful and happy. It kind of sounds like heaven, but they treat it like they are still alive, that like they actually live forever. But then we have like sentences like this, and we have like the white light and all this stuff and all this metaphor stuff that we think about when we think like of the dead and where they are now. And so I'm asking myself, like, is it actually like an existing land where everything is wonderful and they have like the chance to live forever, like it's like a magic thing, or do they basically go to die? Like, do they basically go to die and go to heaven, you know? Like, or go to some kind of heaven, but are they like basically dead? Like, are they alive and do they like actually live forever in peace on like some magic island where no one else can get to? Or is it like they are dead and they basically drive to their death, you know? If you have the answer to that, feel free to write it in the comments, because I'm like really confused and I honestly don't know. So, what's the message you should bring?
Thank you.
You're standing very close. Like, can you kiss? Cause like there's only tension and you're standing that close all the time. You just kiss.
From the one who commands our enemy.
Okay.
That your people may live, if you forsake all claim to these lands, and swear fealty to him.
Oh, I think the people would want to swear fealty for him. Those people are no fighters, and those are also the people who fought with Morgoth, right? So they don't seem to me like the people that would actually like be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to the bad side. We'd rather die.
Starfall means his time is near. It is to you and me, lad, to be ready.
Ready for what?
Hush now, lad.
I'm actually more and more convinced that that guy who fell from the sky in a burning rock is Gandalf. I'm more and more convinced of that. And my point is, we haven't seen any wizards yet. In Lord of the Rings, we have like the white-haired guy and the brown-haired guy and Gandalf himself and people like that. We have like those few wizards, and they played like a really big role. Like I think we've seen one in every movie, and they played really big roles. But we haven't seen any wizards yet, and no one talked about any wizards yet, and so we haven't heard about them yet. We haven't. There was no mention of any wizards yet that they even exist. We haven't seen any of them yet. So what I think is wherever they come from. You remember when Gandalf was reborn, when he was Gandalf the White then, like when he was white then later, cause like he was dead, but then he was sent back by some power. I don't know I don't remember that very well, but I know that he was sent back by some power because his job wasn't done, you know. So I think the same power that sent Gandalf back then is now sending the wizards because Sauron is rising. Because he just said it means Sauron's time is near. And I don't think that the guy in the rock is a bad person. I think he's actually like a good person, and we have seen that he's pretty powerful. So I think they are sent by as a defense to Sauron. He was sent to be like a defense against Sauron, to like get the whole thing a power balance, you know? So I think that the same power that brought Gandalf back in Lord of the Rings, or brings him back because it's in the future, considering this timeline, is sending the wizards to Earth now. Well, Middle Earth now. Like, I think that... so I think that the person that was in the falling rock is Gandalf. I think we just got introduced to Gandalf and I don't know which power, but to Gandalf as a wizard, so to the first wizard, in Middle-earth. And I don't know, like, if the other wizards are gonna be sent the same way, or if they are already sent but we just didn't see it. But I think that is Gandalf, and that it's his first appearance in Middle-earth as like a power balance to Sauron, you know? And maybe as Sauron gets more powerful, maybe that's when the other wizards will be sent. So I think wizards are not like something that is like a normal species in Middle-earth. But I think that the same power that brought like Gandalf back as the White One in Lord of the Rings is sending them to Middle-earth in glowing rocks as like a power balance. So that's my theory. I can't say it for sure, but I mean, we haven't heard of any wizards yet. We haven't seen any wizards yet, which I think is like really odd, because we have seen like everyone else who play, every other species who played a role in Lord of the Rings already. We've already seen them. We already had some story for them, but we have seen no wizards at all. No one talked about any wizards. So that's my theory. Yeah. Feel free to tell me your theory in the comments. But please, if you know for sure if it's Gandalf or it's not Gandalf, don't spoil it in the comments. Like I love to read through your theories, but if you know something for sure, if it's Gandalf or if it's not Gandalf, and where this person came from or so, and stuff like that, don't spoil it. That would be spoilers. But yeah, if you have a theory, feel free to write it in the comments. I would love to know what your theories on that guy are. Yep. You let Galadriel go. Now the flowers are coming down. Like I said, she read the vision wrong. She did the exact opposite of what she should do.
Our hearts become as the statues that surround our isle? Or do they yet beat with the blood of the heroes that carved them? Is our valor confined to the graves of our slumbering fathers? Or is it here? Amongst us even now?
Oh, they freed him. They let him out.
Not face. And so, I've decided to personally escort the elf back to Middle-earth. To aid our mortal brethren, who are now besieged in the Southlands.
Your queen has laid bare her intent. Our ships will depart in 10 days. To commit themselves to our Queen Regent's protection.
Yeah, the people don't like that.
Forward and make yourself known.
I will serve.
I will serve. I will serve.
Yep. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go to war, guys! So you got an army after all, Galadriel. You got an army after all. Well, that was the episode. I liked it. This time we haven't seen the hobbits. And the guy who fell from the sky. But I think we've seen anyone else. So, yeah. So far, I feel like they're doing the several characters in several places thing very well. This episode, I didn't feel like it was overwhelming or too much was happening, but I also didn't feel like it was like really slow, because I have to say that last episode I felt like it was really slow. It felt really slow to me, and this episode that wasn't the case. I like this episode. Stuff is actually happening now. Yeah, I don't think the people will fight against the orcs. The people in the tower will fight against the orcs. I actually think most of them will surrender and swear allegiance to them, because like they were once on Morgoth's side anyway, and they don't seem to me like people who would actually fight, and they just seem, I don't know, they just give me the feeling that they wouldn't fight the evil, that they would see no point in it, and don't seem like fighters at all. So I don't think they will fight, at least not yet. I think what will happen is probably that Galadriel already teased it in the last episode, that he's king of the Southlands. Halfbrand is king of the Southlands. So I think Halfbrand will reunite his people. I don't think they will fight. I think, at least not yet, I think it will take like Halfbrand reuniting them to them actually like joining the fight against Sauron. So I think that will happen. Also, like I said, I think we're gonna find out that the guy falling from the rock is a wizard, and not any random wizard, but is Gandalf. Yeah, I think that was going to happen. Also because like we let him land. Also, I already told several reasons before, but also one thing that just popped into my head. One more reason that it could be Gandalf is we let him land amongst hobbits. I mean, yeah, they're half-orcs, but I think half-orcs are basically hobbits there. Like, basically the same thing or about the same thing. But yeah, so they let that person land among hobbits. And Gandalf always had a thing for hobbits. So that would totally explain that. Yeah. And he always admired hobbits. Also, Galadriel got an army. Finally got an army. That was exciting. The people actually volunteered to go fight in the Southlands. I actually thought that they would like stay still and no one would volunteer, but then like the friend of Isildur is his name, I think, started, and then everyone was like, okay, yeah, we're going, we will serve. And it was epic, and I loved it. It was one of those epic things. I loved it. So Galadriel has an army. She's coming to the Southlands. The people in the tower are supposed to surrender to the orcs, and I think most of them would surrender, but I think Halfbrand is gonna go with Galadriel to the Southlands, and I think he will probably reunite them. So they will stand against the orcs. The elves in Durin don't seem to like preparing themselves to fight so far. Right now they're doing something completely different. They're building something. They're building like a big forge, which I actually think that in this forge there will be the rings. The rings will be forged in this forge, so that will actually fall to the bad guys, I think. Also, the elf guy that was previously kept by orcs, whose name I keep forgetting, but I mean I keep forgetting also the woman's name and the kid's name and like everyone's name. And like he's back with the woman in the tower, and he actually saved the woman and the kid, and they're back in the tower, and I think they will definitely fight. They won't surrender. Yeah, so they will definitely fight and won't surrender, but I think the other people will. it will take them like Halfbrand reuniting them, and then they will fight under Halfbrand's command. Yeah. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, that's all my predictions for what's going to happen. Feel free to write your predictions in the comments. I'd love to read about them. And yeah, like I said, yeah, previous videos are in the info box. And then I hope I will see you in my next video, or at least in the next episode again. Till then, bye guys.